Recorded that.
Where's everybody?
Let's do the on-time drawing
We're
here.
at the beach.
Ooh.
Polly, you draw.
At the beach.
Let's see, who is it?
Karen Rose. All right. You're gonna get folders, black or white, but I'll keep it. See me after the meeting, okay? Make that happen. All right, thank you guys for being on time. Welcome to the first sales meeting after Bold. So what we're gonna do is, first, let me just say, no cell phones ringing or vibrating on the desk. They vibrate on the desk or ring, $1,000.
Whoa.
$25 to KW Cares.
Yikes.
All right, and then if you answer it, what? So we had Bold in Palo Alto. We had first step to Bold. But before we get into that, before we get going on all this stuff, I want to have Polly come on up here. Polly.
Hey, everyone.
Come on up and talk to the peeps. Polly with Prospect Mortgage.
Yeah.
Yay!
Thanks for having me. I'm bringing a team member on, and I was going to bring her here today to introduce her. She's the young, tech-savvy young lady, part of my team. But she lost her wallet, so she's running around taking care of that business today.
Yeah.
That's terrible.
She was so excited, she dropped everything.
Yeah, she dropped her wallet. Awesome. Things are just status quo, rates are holding steady. I can do flyers for you for open houses. I'm going to bring next week some updated product information on some of the jumbo products we can go, that we have that are really very, very attractive. So if anybody has any questions or comments, feel free to call me.
Awesome, thanks, Polly. Okay, so I'm looking around the room and I see some people who were at Bold. I see Tim, I see Brett, I see Michael. Who else was at Bold?
There he is.
And Drake. Yes, and Melissa. Come on up here, all you Bold guys. I really wanted to, so one of the reasons, they didn't know about this, but they will after this. This is the very first meeting after Bold. Each sales meeting now, the next step to Bold is on June 18th. Almost everybody who went to Bold went to first step to Bold actually signed up and is going to Palo Alto every week, starting on the 18th. So I'm going to let them tell you why, okay? But what I want you guys to know is that we're going to do this for the last 25 to 30 minutes of every sales meeting, starting on the first sales meeting after the 18th, which I think is what, the 24th or whatever. We call it Bold Download, and we're going to talk about their biggest ahas from that session of Bold, scripts that they particularly liked, something that they got from Bold that really floated their boats. And I totally surprised these guys with this. None of them knew this was happening. So I'd like to start on that side with Brett. Why don't you tell everybody about your biggest aha from First Step and anything else you want to share from First Step to Bold, and we'll come this way.
Can I go to my office and get my notes?
Yeah, you actually can if you want, and he can start.
Okay.
All right, so Tim.
Thanks, Brett.
So we filled up legal-sized notepads with like, how many papers did you go through? I went through a pen.
Yeah.
So why don't you go, Timothy, and tell them what you got out of it.
Well, I mean, it's very intense to say the least. One of the things that I got out of it, change the way you look at things, and things will start to change. Is one of the big ones. And then also,
Wait, what do you think they mean by that?
well, you got to start looking at things that, differently instead of just having a preconceived idea of the way you think it might be, or the way you might think it might work.
Right.
And then also, again, intense. I mean, we're making 20 active contacts a day.
20 contacts, which is
A
not
day.
20 attempts, right?
Right.
20 a day. 100 contacts a week. So how many attempts do you have to make 20 contacts on average?
Probably, I'd say between 3 and 4.
No, attempts to make 20. In other words, if you to get a hold of 20, 3 or 4 to 1.
3 to 4.
I see what you mean. Yeah. So 60 to 80 attempts to get 20 contacts.
Right.
Excellent. Thanks, Tim. I appreciate that. Brett, what did you get? Let's go to Melissa. We'll come back to Brett. Melissa, what did you get?
I just think the whole thing was very powerful, and how you communicate with people, how you be positive, how you hold your client first and foremost in your mind, and really learn the ability to communicate well with them, using different phraseology, different words, and the emphasis and the tonality of words.
Yeah, like the words we use matter.
The words we use matter.
And then the neuro-linguistic program they were talking
Yes.
about, but we'll talk about that in a minute. You guys
Yeah,
will
the
do that.
neuro, oh, that's a
Isn't
fascinating,
that great?
I just love that.
Yeah, yeah, I love it too.
I saw Melissa at an open house
Over the weekend.
after this weekend, after going to Bold.
Uh-huh.
And I'm telling you, she took no prisoners. I mean, she was, everyone she talked to, she put into place. It was very
Good.
impressive.
Good.
Very, but
Excellent.
I could
Way to
hear,
go.
I
That's
could
awesome.
hear the words though coming from Bold, because Tim and I had talked about what they did, but she put it into action immediately. It was
Yeah.
unbelievable.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks.
Really
Yeah.
Very kind.
Yeah, and that was after one session of
Yeah.
Bold. The thing about this is you need to be conditioned to do it, right? And so they've got another 6 steps to go through and all the homework in between and stuff. So by the time they come, this is what I meant when we talked about Bold, about how it raises your thermostat for lead generation. It raises your thermostat for everything that you do in your business.
That even goes back to one of the things they said there was how quickly you implement depends on, it will define a lot of your success. So she implemented it like the next day, you know, you were doing it already.
Yep.
That was great.
Yeah, go ahead, Michael.
Well, the next day, I was fortunate enough to have coaching with Roy, and Russ and I were together, and we came out of there, and we said, okay, we're gonna make calls and we're gonna check in. And that was really powerful. And the script, you know, being able to ask everybody that I talk to, whether it's in person or, you know, on the phone, who do you know that wants to buy and pause, sell, or invest in real estate? And just being able to just have that each time, and I'm getting conditioned to just bring that up everywhere I go. I'm telling everybody, I'm in a contest and I want to win. Can you help me?
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. How many of you guys, really quick before we go on, so in our coaching session, some of us have pretty big phone anxiety, right? And what we ended up doing in the coaching session is I had them take out their cell phone, go to their contacts, and I just spun through their contacts, and wherever it landed, I called. And I said, I had to leave a message, but the message I left, and they were freaking out when they thought it was going to get answered. The message was, hey, this is Roy with Keller Williams. I work for Michael Falk over here at the Wine Country Keller Williams Group, and Michael asked me to give you a call today to find out who you know who's looking to buy a home, sell a home, or invest in real estate that we could call today, right? And that was it. Just leave that message, right? So then Russ comes bopping into my office like that night, and he's like, oh no, the next day. He's like, I did it this morning, and it was the afternoon, and he's like, I can't even get back to everybody. People calling him back. It creates, if you do it in the morning, it creates this giant wave of momentum that carries you through your day. People say, I don't want to lead generate in the morning because, why? Everybody's getting ready for work. I don't get a hold of as many people. It doesn't matter. Lead generate in the morning changes your entire day. That was awesome that you guys did that, and you committed to it.
Yeah.
So the coaching.
I can't wait to go back and, you know, get up to the east and be there with Russ and, you know, do
And
this
hit
again.
it, yeah.
Yeah.
The coaching, just so you guys know, who are in coaching with me, if you go to Bold, the coaching, we don't add more stuff to your plate, because these guys have all these guys have way too much to do now. So all we do in coaching is support the Bold activities and help them when they're like, I can't do this, or whatever, right? Because it gets intense. Go ahead, Tim.
All right, I could
Thanks,
say just
Michael.
one. I have like 4 that I really need to say here.
Say 'em.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So first of all,
It's almost like you were prepared.
yeah, right. Your life is a result of your beliefs, and I just thought that was really key. Is wherever you're at right now is part of what you're believing, and whether you are actively believing it or not, you're there because of what you do.
Right.
And then this one is be able to listen at a high level. I love that one. And the purpose of a transaction is a referral.
Yeah.
That was a great one. Interrogate your limiting beliefs. And that's one thing I tweeted this morning on Twitter, just because I think that it's so true that a lot of us have so many limiting beliefs, especially when making the phone calls,
Yep.
is we're like, oh,
They don't want to
they
talk
don't
to
want
me.
They don't want to talk to me.
Anxiety
You
wants
know,
you to believe
I'm
their
interrupting.
fears, not your dreams.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. Anxiety wants that. That was it. And then was it, oh, your database is literally or figuratively dying. And we mentioned that in our training session the last week. But your database is golden, and if you're not working it like we should be, it is going to die.
Well, not only if you're not working it, but the truth is, we all have a finite lifespan. Everybody in your database has a finite lifespan, both in their lives and in the amount of time in their lives where they're going to be active in real estate. So your database is dying. And what that means is, if you're not adding to it, it's either growing or it's not, right? So that's kind of what they were you were getting at.
Yeah.
That's huge. That's all, Tim? I think you got it.
I have a lot more.
No, I know you do. Drake, what'd you get out of it?
So, a lot of it's familiar with things that I've seen and heard in the past, and I've basically been on hiatus for the last 5 years.
Yep.
So I'm shaking off the rust, made some promises to my family that I'm going forward at this point, and they're waiting to see what happens. So, Roy and I talked last week, he just looked at me and said, you're going. So I get down there and I still got the drunk monkey, and they were talking about that on the show.
I like that.
All the reasons of why I can't do this, or why this is BS, or whatever.
You're bothering him.
Yeah, don't want to bother them, all of that stuff, and I went, And I signed up, and, the first thing was, hey, I'm leaving this week for 10 days in Hawaii, and the first session is on the 18th, I'm back on the 20th. I said, okay, instead of why I can't do it, went up, talked to them, they told me what we would do about that, and I've got the guys, we got a commitment in the car that we're working together, put the money down, and went out and started doing the job. And, because I got to show some people some things. And so that's what I'm doing.
Awesome.
And I'm really looking forward to it. And you start telling people that's what you're gonna do, they're gonna do it, so.
Yeah, that's true. If you, once you
You have to if you wanna get your money back.
Well,
yeah,
that was
that's
true.
too.
He was outside at one point where there were a couple other team leaders talking about, well, if you do this, and you sell so much, they're gonna refund the money to you. And
Right.
You gonna pay me back?
Yeah, he comes out there, because I wasn't in there for that, because we have a reimbursement program for both.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
So if and only if you graduate, we pay $200 back out of each of your closings from the company dollar back into your money for each of your first 4 closings up to $7.99, right? And everybody else talked about it in there, but I was out on the phone making 4 recruiting appointments, and Bold charges me up.
Right.
So,
Yeah, it was good.
yeah, I was really
But the
good.
nice thing
Anybody-
about you, Drake, is your clients deserve to have you back.
Well, thank you.
They do.
Yeah,
Your
nice to
clients
hear.
deserve to have you back because you are a professional.
That's a great statement. That's a great statement, Trish. That's a great.
So I'll call you every morning, and you can tell me that before I get on the phone.
You should write that on
No,
your
it's the
somewhere
truth.
where you can
It's the
see
truth.
that.
They deserve to
Yeah.
have a professional, and
Yeah.
that's what you are.
Yeah.
Appreciate that.
Yeah, you guys should all have that attitude.
And he drove us safely there and back.
Yeah.
That was great.
Yeah, we carpooled it. It was awesome. It was awesome.
Who's
Yara
just
was
sneaking
there
in
too.
the door
Yeah,
now?
Yara was sneaking in, looking professional.
Yeah.
Come on up here.
He's got
Come
a suit
Yara.
on.
Yeah.
Let's
He's
hear
up
it.
Yara.
there.
like a cat in a potted plant.
Yeah, you got me. You look kind of thug in those jeans. I don't know, man. Those are big gangsters. So, tell everybody, here, come to the stage then.
Just me?
So Yara, we just got done telling everybody what we got out of bowl. Share that with
At
everybody.
least they're up on your backside.
All right, here's what I got out of both. It's gonna cost me nothing as long as I participate and I do what I said I was gonna do.
Yeah.
It's gonna cost me nothing as long as I participate and I do what I said I was gonna do. The statistics of what happens to people's business after Bold is something I couldn't find a way around that.
Yeah.
I couldn't find a reason why my life was too busy with all the stuff I'm doing inefficiently to justify not being a part of the education.
Yeah.
I didn't want to come back to my business with excuses about why I wasn't taking advantage of all the reasons why I'm here at Keller Williams. That just didn't seem like a good way to run my business. And there's a lot of people going, so I know that the car ride down and the car ride back are basically like breakout sessions and mastermind groups with people who are high producing in other Keller Williams offices in Sonoma County, like Rick Warner down in Petaluma. And why would I not want to be a part of those sessions and ideas and all that stuff?
Yeah. And Rick, when he, on the way down, and before we went down there, Rick was like, yeah, I'm probably not gonna go. Probably not gonna go. He goes down there, and at the first break, he's like, yeah, I'm signing up.
And that's a guy who's already done Bold before, like 4 years ago, and is doing it to reinvigorate his business once again. So,
Yeah.
And how
So for
powerful
me,
was that speaker, right?
the thing that's changed is it's not a question of
He's gonna be the coach.
He's your coach, though, yeah.
Man.
people. Hold the
Not too
space,
bad.
please.
Sorry. Sorry, we're all really excited.
So the
for
question
Bold.
is no longer why would I go to Bold or am I going to Bold? For me, the shift is why wouldn't I, and can I come up with an excuse not to? And the answer is no.
Yep, awesome. Hey, thanks you guys. We're gonna talk to them at the end, really quick, we'll see about Bold and some things we want to bring up. So what I want you guys to remember is the next meeting after Bold on the 24th, and every meeting after that until Bold is over, you're gonna hear from these guys, and you're gonna get something different every time. So it's not gonna be like going. It isn't gonna be, it's not a substitute for going to Bold. But what you're gonna get from it is a nugget. Every meeting, you're gonna get something that if you just plug it into your business, it's gonna result in more deals for you right away. The average agent in Bold does 14.79 transactions in the 8 weeks, or I'm sorry, in the 7 weeks of Bold. 14 transactions in 7 weeks, 2 a week.
I could live with that.
Yeah, in the wine country where your average sale price is $4.18 now or $4.19,
Yeah.
it's going up, guys.
When they start breaking it out to the dollar value of what you'd be making from each transaction, you
Yeah.
know, in that period of time, it's like, can anybody else use, you know, $200,000 this year?
Yeah, it's crazy. It became something where it was like, whatever your thing is, why you couldn't sign up, just wasn't cutting it. So, we'll come back to that in a little bit. The E-Edge Workshop, this is the sign-up sheet for the E-Edge Workshop. We got 5 people going so far, not including Andrew. Come on up here, Andrew. I want you guys to know something. Here's why Andrew's going, and here's why tell him why you're going, and then tell him why you're not going. Tell him the reason that is, I guess why he is going, but tell him what the reason isn't that you are going.
Whatever, go for it.
Hey, Andrew, maybe you could tell us.
So I'm not going because I'm not going. No, I'm going because I want to figure out everything the E-Edge suite can do, and it's a 2-day workshop. The first day is going to be basically how to build every facet of your website, and then the second part of the first day is how to market every facet of your website. The second day is going to be breaking out action plans, your contacts, the leads, really all of the meat and potatoes of E-Edge. So I'm going so I can figure all that out so I can help you guys with it. I'm not going so that I can come back with all that knowledge and do it for you. I'm going, I'll come back, we'll be able to sit down, keep our little half-hour, 45-minute meetings, you know, lead you to water, don't want to drown you. So you can learn how to do it, but it's kind of like playing the telephone game. As you go through all the individual connections to get to the source, you lose a lot of the details and a lot of the crucial stuff. Michael Trithart, who's teaching the training, is fantastic, and I can be nowhere near him at where I am right now. Not to say that I can't provide information to you. I do have a reason for being here. But he's better. He's been doing it longer. So if you take the time to go and get a chance to go alongside me, I can sit there with you. We can explain it at the end of the day, what you might not fully grasp. So you've got it right there. You truly have the full 100% potential to take everything away from it, as opposed to relying on what I remember, what I've got, what we can work with, where you're at, and I try to translate it where he's been doing it. Like I said, it's just the best way for you to learn it is directly from Trithart's mouth.
Awesome. Thanks, Andrew. Appreciate it. Oh, keep your eyes peeled for Andrew's next tech tip video on signals. Imagine this. Every time you send an email to somebody, your program tells you, without asking for a red receipt, if it's been opened.
Signals.
It's completely invisible from their side.
You just get a little pop-up as long as you're using Chrome, which you all should be, that says, somebody opened your email. So you have a chance to immediately reply and get back to them.
And stores email templates and all that kind of stuff. It's called Signal.
I'm putting it up online. I'm editing a video where it's all my screen capture, so you have real-time access to it. You can pause it, see all the fun stuff I'm doing in real time, go back if you missed something. But it'll just be up on YouTube. So whether you're a night owl or a morning person, you can train at your leisure.
So how do we find those?
I'll get you there.
So the last time, I was at the Michael Trithart E-Edge workshop last year, right before Eileen hired me to come out here with my Yuba Sutter group. We brought a whole bunch of people, and all of us left with leads that we would not have had because, except for the stuff that we were doing with social media there, tying it in with everything, and then seeing how to work it. They teach you everything there. They teach you how to plug it into your E-Edge. You cannot afford not to go to this. This is the sign-up sheet. 5 is weak. Let's see how many people we can get out there. Pass this around. Yaro, yes?
These field trips within the Bay Area, but outside of Sonoma County, if you stripped away all of the educational benefit, they will probably still be worth every agent's time and effort just to get referral business. I went to the first week of Bold and I met with somebody and I wasn't even in Schmooze Overdrive, and he said that he has somebody who's looking to buy land up here who lives in San Francisco. Opportunity.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. You can get paid to go. All you gotta do is just, make some contacts with somebody besides people from your office. Right? It was great. It was really good. We had a little challenge on the way out there. How many business cards can you get? Right? It was pretty fun. All right, so really quickly, so this next sign-up sheet is the Merrill Lynch lunch sign-up on June 16th, this next Monday. Merrill Lynch is gonna be in here doing who is it from Merrill Lynch? It is Jerry Arnold is going to come in from Merrill Lynch, and she's going to do a presentation on wealth building, wealth management for real estate agents, specifically for independent contractors, sales professionals, and some of the products and stuff that are out there. It'd be worth it, I think, to go to this for a lot of different reasons, especially since I think none of us do this for free, no matter how much we like it. At the end of the day, it's kind of all about your net worth, right? Isn't it? I mean, are you building wealth, or are you just, paying the bills? So definitely want to show up for that. The next thing I want to talk about here is we have the workshop. Oh, we just that link on there. Go get signed up. If you can't get signed up, or you're having trouble with the link for this e-edge workshop, this guy right here, hit me up. Hit anybody on the staff, and we can sign you up. Okay. Let's talk about successes. Who has, besides the bold people, who has a success, actually including the bold people, I'm just joking, who has a success from last week to this week that they want to share with everybody? Yes, Joe.
I had an open house yesterday on Ed Hines' listing on Summer Hayes. I had about 15 groups through, and I started. Third person came in, and I have an appointment with him to do an evaluation of his home.
Oh, so a listing appointment.
Yes.
Yeah, awesome. Way to go. That's awesome. Who else has a success?
Yeah.
Drake, you did an open house, yes?
Yes.
And you said it wasn't that busy, but?
But two gentlemen out of Nevada recently moved out here from Midwest. Their house just closed back east, and they're ready to buy.
Awesome. So that was worth it?
Absolutely.
Yes. So
Yeah, we had an awesome open house. We probably had 80 to 100 people through.
Whoa!
Yeah, and
Where?
Yeah, it was on Cactus Avenue over
yeah,
Bend
yeah.
Valley.
Nice.
That was awesome. Patty was with me. We had it was killer.
Way
And
to
we
go.
possibly had what, 2 listings and 4 new buyers. Yeah.
Nice. Awesome.
So-
How many appointments did you guys make? 100 people came through.
Yep.
How many appointments did you guys make?
2.
Good. Good. But that was the goal there the whole time, making appointments, yeah?
It was more so really chatting the neighbors up.
Okay.
And really
Well, that-
getting to
yeah, that's
know.
good.
And we had a good half of those people were neighbors.
Mhm.
I had actually walked the entire neighborhood before our open house on the day
Mhm.
before. And so I got to know a lot of them. A bunch of them came in and just, it was like, talk about, it
Yeah.
was just awesome.
If you ever sold, where would you go next?
Yeah, I love that line. That was a bold line. I almost said that one earlier.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I love that. I love that. Joe, that right, with the appointment for a home evaluation, listing appointment. Get that, let's have that mindset, guys. Anytime a homeowner invites you to their house to see it, it is a, what?
A listing appointment.
Yes, absolutely.
And I used the word relevant sale.
Yes, we love relevant sales. We don't like comps.
Yeah.
Does everybody remember why we don't like comps?
There's no property
rhymes with
that's
Charles?
compared to theirs.
Yes, my property is very unique. There are really no comparable properties. And guess what? There are relevant sales.
Right.
Yeah, we love that. Love that. Especially in the higher end. That's a Lori Mormore thing.
Yes.
Yeah, and that's I love
The
that.
luxury side.
Plus, comps is kind of an insider word, and it's not as.
Yeah, avoid using lingo in real estate with your
Yes.
clients. Yeah, CMA, blah blah blah. They don't know what that. And even if they know what it is, it doesn't sound good. What were you gonna say? You were about to say.
I would just say jargon,
Yeah, jargon. Absolutely. Very cool. Anybody else have a success they want to share? Yes.
Yes, I have 2 approvals on my short sales this week.
Congratulations.
San Domingo and San Domingo and Miller.
Mm-hmm.
And my tenant is leaving, for those of you that know the story on that one.
Nice.
Yes.
Nice. Way to go.
Yes.
Way to go, Jeanette. That's fantastic. Any other successes? Yes.
That reminds me, we just got, Yarrow and I, a deal together, got a short sale approval that dates back to last October.
Wow.
Yeah.
Sounds like a fun one.
It's gonna last
That's awesome.
Very excited.
It's great that it's approved. That's fantastic. How many lenders? How many lenders
How many?
on the short sale? How many loans?
Oh, just one.
Just one. Excellent. Way to go. Anybody else have a success? So a little tip. When Jeanette said that about short sales, and then you followed that up too. Yes, they're still out there. And oh, by the way, we're making brand new foreclosures right now. Just so you know, can you say no skin in the game? And anytime the market moves south at all, or even flattens out, you're talking people with no skin in the game, right? Anytime you drop, we had this conversation this morning in one of my appointments. Anytime you drop something off on a doorstep, like if you're gonna door knock and you're gonna drop something off, do yourself a favor, make sure there's a compelling call to action in it and put it in a FedEx envelope. Confidential to homeowner.
You should get those for free.
You can get FedEx envelopes for free. Same with UPS. Do not, if you tell anybody that I said to use a post office envelope, I will deny that and you'll be in trouble. Because that's a federal crime to go in and steal from the post office, but FedEx will allow you to use their.
Can I say something on the FedEx? With the short sale people though, that's how the bank sends them their notices through FedEx, so that might be a little bit scary.
Yeah.
If they're in that situation. If they're not, maybe it would, but I'm
Yeah.
just saying.
As long as it gets open. Yeah. I know what you mean. We
Yeah.
used to stick a fluorescent mailing label that was like a 4x5 mailing label on it with big bold, type face on it that just said confidential to homeowner. Here's the FedEx envelope. We'd stick it on that little angle on the FedEx envelope right there, drop it on the doorstep. Your 9 ways to avoid foreclosure, 3 of which allow you to stay in the property, right? And then it's a compelling reason for them to call right away because the longer amount of time, right? So that's not a huge lead generation source as it was, but are they still out there? Absolutely they are, yes. How many, do you look for 61-day pre-NODs?
What?
Do you look for 61-day pre-NODs still?
The
Like
pre-
people who don't have an NOD, but they're more than 60 days late on their mortgage?
Yes, I do.
Are there a lot out there still in Sonoma County?
Yeah, it comes up every day.
Yeah.
They come up every
There's
day.
something coming up every day, huh?
Yeah.
Good, good. Anybody else have success? Yes, Melissa?
Well, I did with E-Edge. I've been sending one of the people on that, Chad, some information that goes automatically for, well, it's been over a year. He never gave me his phone number or anything, and he sent me a little text saying, please contact me, I'm interested in a piece of property, and included his phone number. So I called him immediately.
Wait, you called him immediately?
Yes.
You called him?
On the
You
phone.
actually called him?
Yes.
On the phone? You spoke with him?
Yes.
Awesome.
And he said, oh yes, I want to see that, and we had a nice conversation. He said, well, by the way, I really want to thank you for all the information you've been sending me.
Cool. So the stuff in your mind about, nobody reads this, I'm bothering people, I don't want to call him, he's probably busy, no one wants to talk to me right now, I'm just bugging people, don't do the whole call. That's what is that again in bold? What do they call that? The drunk monkey. It's your drunk monkey telling you, and the thing is once you believe something like that, didn't they say that the drunk monkey will go out and validate whatever, it's like, he called it your prosecutor. Right, your public, or your prosecutor or whatever is going to go out and whatever you think, whatever you say to yourself, your drunk monkey is going to go out and find examples of why you're right.
Yeah.
They don't want to talk to me. Well, guess what? The next few phone calls you make, it'll be obvious they don't want to talk to you. Why? Because that's your attitude. They don't want to talk to you, right? Isn't that cool? Anybody else have a success? Way to go. It's awesome that you called.
Thank you.
All right, so how about housing wants? And specifically, because we're going to get real short on time here before we do this last piece, just rather than pitching your buyers, who has a listing that's not currently in MLS, that's coming, that they want to share with the group? Joe.
We're in the process, once they move out and I've got to get the house all cleaned up, we've got the landscaping pretty well under control. It's off of Stony Point, just out of Kern, and it's 0.8 of an acre, 3-2 with 4 outbuildings. It's gonna be listed for $460.
460, awesome, very cool. Yes, Jeanette?
Yes, in Petaluma, so the Petaluma folks will be all over this. It's on Deborah. And he's doing some renovation work, not renovation, but painting, new floors. He should have that done in about a week, so then once he gets that all finished, then I'm gonna put it on the market. Probably somewhere between the mid to high threes, 'cause it's a little house, little guy, little 3-2.
Awesome. Very cool. Joe?
I forgot to say it's on sewer and well, best of both worlds.
Oh, good. Anybody else have something coming?
It's an 1,800 square foot home. It's 3 bedroom, 2.5 bath. It's off of Hansberry. It's that's off Mission Boulevard.
Excellent. Do you know about where it's gonna price?
460.
460, cool. Do you know when it's gonna be coming?
As soon as we get the landscape, I had the name of somebody and he hasn't gotten, he came out to see the property. I asked him to give me a quote at the time and he hasn't been returning my phone calls. So
I got somebody,
Yeah, this is a great place to say that too, because you're gonna find it.
So as soon as it's a small yard, it's not gonna take too much to clean it up, and as soon as that's done, so it could be on the market.
If a contractor can't even get you a bid, they're not gonna do the work. Not in any kind of timely fashion. I would never hire that person. Yeah, that's awesome. Trish?
I've got 3. One is 2002 Blue Stage Court. It's going to be $850 or right around there. It's a single level in Fountain Grove. It's been completely remodeled. It's beautiful.
Do you know about when, approximately?
A week or 2.
Cool.
And then another one that's coming up in Northwest, 2312 Tucker Court. That's going to be right around $450. It's also a single level, 3 bedroom, 2 bath. It's getting a little bit of work done, but that's going to be a nice one.
Where's
It's on a court. Tucker Court is over off of Valdez, kind of that area, really nice. And then another one in Petaluma, 217 Dogwood is going to be about $850. It's a big, beautiful house, 2 stories on a court, gorgeous, 4 bedroom. It's like 3,500 square feet.
Fantastic. Fantastic. Who else? Eileen?
Trish, I missed the price on your Fountain Grove one.
$850.
$850.
But it's up or down from there until we actually get it, when they're gonna put it on that week, we'll know.
So it's 850-ish right now?
Yeah.
Because that sounds like a good price.
It is a good price.
Such a good deal.
That single
Sounds
level,
like a real
very
good deal.
It's a great one.
Awesome.
The picture was of it in the newspaper as coming soon.
Oh,
So
okay.
our article that we had in there, on the whole page, it has a nice picture of it.
But only you guys know the address.
Yes.
Yeah, now we're talking.
No one else knows.
Who else has something coming?
Oh, yeah.
Jeanette?
A care home, I'm gonna be listing a care home.
Okay.
Yeah, so those folks that have people that want to purchase a care home, let me know.
Is it just the real estate or the license?
Oh, of course, yes, I'm sorry, yes. It's the home and the license goes with the house.
Okay.
How
Yeah.
large is it, Jeanette?
Well, we're kind of working on a weird,
How many bedrooms?
yeah, we'll have to worry about the price, but it is a 6-bedroom.
Okay.
Okay, and it's in Northwest Santa Rosa. And he's calculating his yearly, he makes $100,000 on the 2 high risk. He's got the highest license rating you can have at a care home because his patients are high risk. So, and his patients are staying with the home, so he'd be interviewing the people that purchased the home to make sure that his people he's attached to get a new owner.
Excellent.
Well, that's where we're working, and it's, we're gonna have to figure out what the income generates and add it to the real estate. The real estate's probably worth about $425, and then we gotta put something on top of that for the value of the business. So but if you've got a person that's interested in that, they can certainly come over and look at it.
Cool. Are you putting a package together, P&Ls and all that?
Yes, I'm gonna put a package together, so, yeah.
Awesome. Very cool. Michael?
I'll probably know in another week what it's gonna be priced.
Excellent, thanks, Jeanette.
Yeah.
I have 8 acres coming up on Irwin. It's got a granny unit, a big 3-car garage, and workshop and storage and studio. It's been kind of set up for horses. It's got a 6-bedroom septic system in, but she's decided to not build out the main house now. So we're gonna be selling it just with the granny and everything else, and it's gonna come on at $799. Hopefully by the end of the month or the first week in July.
Any views out there?
Awesome.
You say there's not a main house, there's only a granny, or there is?
Right, there's only a granny at this point, but there's 5 bedrooms left on the system that's in.
Very cool. Awesome. Anybody else have something coming? Does everybody know why we do that? Besides we love to sell our own properties, does everybody know why we do that? Eileen's back there going, I know why. What's the script? Who knows the script?
And I muddle through
We
it.
have properties coming up that they're not on MLS.
That you don't know about.
Right, so it's a sign call, or you're talking to a buyer lead. Hang on while I look that up for you, right? Just out of curiosity, are you mostly looking over in Fountain Grove? The reason I ask is, we have a couple of properties right now that are not currently on the market that we could potentially get you into before the signs even go up. Would you be interested in something like that? Oh, you would, right? Right? Well, I have some time today between 2:30 and 4, or tonight after 6. What's better for you? We can meet for 15 minutes, right? You guys know the script, how to get people to come in, right? And you do have that. You say we, not I, unless it's your listing. Yeah, Joanne.
How do we respond when they ask us, and of course, in this market where people are gathering offers, what is the advantage to seeing it first if they still have to wait?
That's a great question.
Good question.
So just because they might know about it ahead of time, does that mean that they're going to go in and steal the property without us marketing it? Say no. We don't ever not market our listings, ever, okay? So all it really means is they're just going to have a longer opportunity to take a look at the property. But I would never get that into that conversation on the phone. So my deal, it is an advantage for them to see the property before the property goes on the market, is it not?
With all due respect, remember this some
Yeah.
meeting we had, I said,
No,
oh
say it.
boy, I ask these confrontational questions.
I want you to. Because if you're
client
thinking it,
said-
somebody else is too.
Yeah,
everybody's thinking
because
it.
the people
Not saying
say, so what does it matter? I'm still gonna be one of 10
No, they
offers.
don't. No, they don't ever say that.
Well,
And I want you to be careful. And so wait, listen. This is mindset. They don't think that. They don't say that. They immediately assume, and then they say, okay, well, what do I need to do? They do that. Well, we do that with our preferred buyers. Come on in, we'll meet for about 15 minutes. I don't want to waste your time running you around to stuff that you don't want to see. Then at the buyer presentation, you're showing them everything about how you work. You say, you know, what this means is not that you're going to necessarily be able to go steal a property, because these properties have to be marketed, but you'll have a lot longer opportunity to consider this purchase than having to run out front and write an offer on the hood of your car. Won't that be great? Right? So what you're saying is completely valid. It absolutely is. But what I want you to know is a lot of that's mindset. On the phone, no one is going to confront you about that on the phone. I've never been confronted about that on the phone, and none of my buyer's agents have. That's the script. They come. I've never had anybody go, well, yeah, that doesn't mean I'm going to be able to buy it before anybody else, right? Or I've never had them say that. I have had them ask questions. Well, does that mean I'm going to be able to buy it before anybody else? Well, it depends on your offer and stuff, but let's get together and talk about it. I don't want to waste your time if it's not the right property anyway. It's about the appointment at that point, right? So what you're saying is true and correct, because we don't hide our listings and then try to sell them ourselves in this office ever, right? But the goal of this whole thing was about how to get somebody to come in, make an appointment so that you can do a great presentation and they'll sign your buyer broker agreement. That's why we want those. So I think a lot of that, if that's in your mind, let's be certain of this fact, that script is a phenomenal script to get people to come in and meet with you and sign your buyer broker agreement. It is not a lie, because you're not sitting there on the phone telling them that you can sell them the property without it ever, they can steal it, they can write an offer and buy it before it goes in MLS ever. We don't do that. So I appreciate you bringing that up, because I know there was more people besides you thinking that in here. Yeah. All right. Anybody else have anything they want to pitch? Eileen, yes.
Not that I want to pitch, but I wanted to share a couple of pieces of information.
Yes.
Is this a good time?
Absolutely. Come on up.
Okay. No problem. In fact, I have amazing information to share. I just noticed this.
Oh, good. Is it this?
I'm slow.
I have it for you. Oh, you have it.
I have to hold on to the wall to say this. Last month, in May, you brought in $1,090,000 in commission to this office. $1,090,000. Think about that.
Yeah.
That's the first time our company's ever done that. And guess what? Just so you know, the way we run the Keller Williams model is that with you bringing in that amount of money, the Keller Williams dollar to run the company was $174,000. So that means the difference of that, if I could do math, Dennis, that's all, that's what you got, so in the Keller Williams model, we're not like other companies, because by the time we do our profit, our owner's profit, and we have our company dollar, and we pay all of our expenses, our profit last month was $84,000. So out of the $1 million that we brought in, our company dollar for the shareholders was like 44.
Yeah.
Wow. So we're a slim margin company, just so you understand that. So we share, so look forward to the 21st, because on that day, deposited into your bank account should be lots of money. All of you who are involved in the profit share. So I just wanted to say that. And if this is any indicator, for me, the biggest indicator of what the future will bring is on how many escrows were opened. And last month, let me just say this, we closed 84 deals. But the big indicator is how many did we open? We've had those months, I know that Dennis and I have, how are we gonna get through this one, where we close 50 and we open 35. Something as low as that sometimes.
Yeah.
But in this case, we closed 84, which was the busiest month we've ever had. We've been dancing as fast as we can just to catch up and stay current. But you opened for next month, last month in the month of May, you opened 108.
Wow.
So if we think 84, can you stand up and do the show? If you think 84 was something, wait till you see what it looks like this coming month.
It's gonna be Yardo's money dance.
Yeah. And what I will say with that is a lot of that profit has to do with the same people bringing in the money. And so, this is a perfect segue for the class that I'm going to be doing.
Yes.
And I'm very excited about that. Probably, I have to say, I'm happier right now and more excited about real estate than I think I've ever been. Especially, it feels just like it did when we first started this company. And everybody was just going for it. It was exciting. We had a lot of great education, right, Brett?
Yes.
And so it was, and Michael and a lot of you. So anyway, what's happened is we have a top group of agents, like let's say about 20, who just do great, and so they're always going to do great. But then we have a brand new group of agents, and then we have a middle group who need help, I think. Mm-hmm. And so for those of you who aren't going to bowl, or even if you are, I just want you to know that starting on the 23rd, I'm going to do a 2-hour program once a week, and it's going to be on Mondays. It's going to be from 1:30 to 3:30. And in that program is for brand new agents, but it's also for everybody else, because we're going to do the basics of real estate, and I've totally finished writing the program. It's done. And now I'm going to take a vacation to Cabo for a week starting on Thursday. And when I come back, we're going to hit it. And so the class is going to be set up so that the first 1 hour, I'm going to teach a subject. The second hour, you're going to do it. And I'm going to help you do it. And if anybody has questions, you write down all your questions and bring them to class, because no matter what you're dealing with, we can answer them in class. And so I will bet you, Roy, that my group can outproduce your Bolt group.
Well, I think that's a challenge.
Yes.
So,
Wait,
yeah.
did she just what?
You're on. You are on. What's the bet? What's
Wait,
the
the
bet?
bet is she takes her SUV off-road for once in its life.
What's the bet? Come on. What's the bet?
Think about this.
It's on video.
Because I'm thinking that with my group, the number of transactions that they're going to be doing, we'll just look at the total number of transactions that are opened after the 23rd. When does Bolt start?
18.
Last
week.
Okay, so you guys have had a 2-week head start, and we're just going to give you that because we know we're going to. So we're going to keep track of the number of escrows opened by my group, and we'll see how it
Okay.
goes.
And not by mine?
And I'm keeping my own records.
Okay, we'll keep.
Would it not make sense
Actually,
to
Dennis-
assign somebody now to start writing your concession speech?
I'm going
Yeah.
to, the reason I'm going to
What if you're in
Cabo
both?
is to decide how I'm going to celebrate.
No, no, you can't have treasure.
But anyway, and another just quick before.
So it's dinner at a drive-through, because that's what I got. We're gonna win, so it doesn't matter.
The last thing, I just wanted to reiterate, if you, about where do you go to get questions answered? So, first line, Roy, if you have a question. Second, me, except not for, well, I'm in Cabo, that'll be
Right,
you.
me and me.
And if it's regarding
Third, me.
paperwork, et cetera, on a transaction, Susan. You know, forms and that type of thing, that would be Susan. But let us be your first choice, and just so that everybody knows, we haven't had, and nobody in here has a mentor or an ambassador. If you think you do, you don't. So you are just calling us. So I think we've got, so that's all I have.
Yep. What was your question?
Oh, well, we talked in the ALC that if they needed to call somebody and they couldn't reach any of them.
Yes, and
they called
ALC
the
is all,
ALC.
as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah, thank you for bringing that
Yeah,
up. Yeah.
thanks very much, because the ALC is, you know, there, anybody, if you look at your phone roster and it says ALC next to the person's name, call them.
That person will take your call. They're in leadership in the office. They're part of our board of directors, essentially. And it's the ALC is made up of the top 20% of the people in the office, production-wise. They're invited by Eileen and I to serve on that. So they're definitely qualified to answer your questions, and they will.
And just for the record, the big thing I've always wanted in this office is I want to have 100 listings taken in a month. We need 100 listings, Drake.
The bold guys will do it.
All those people, you know, in the M
Our bold
section, you
people
could
do
go right
it.
down the street and get 10 for us. And so anyway, we need 100 listings, and that's gonna be a huge party when we accomplish that.
Yes.
And I'll just bet you with your bold group and with
We'll
my
do it.
group, I bet you will do it. So,
Yeah.
okay,
Agreed.
that's all.
All right, thanks,
Okay,
Eileen.
thank you.
Yeah, so you guys get it that I'm going to give you a little quick overview of how to share in that $40,000 profit share that went back to the agents in May, right? If you, and we don't make you do this here, okay? But if you want to get to have profit share deposit into your account on the 21st of every month, here is what's required. You have to refer somebody to me, who then joins the company and names you as their sponsor. We do not control who someone names as a sponsor. We ask them who had the biggest influence on you joining the company. A lot of times they say me, and when they do, I say yes, but you and I wouldn't have met if it wasn't for whom. I don't put myself down as their sponsor, ever, ever, okay? So when you refer somebody to us, what happens is they go in the system, you're their sponsor, and then in the month, like let's just use this last month as an example. In that month, the company had X number of dollars in profit. The company had $84,574 in total profit, including the owner profit and what goes back for profit share. In that month, if the person that you sponsored into the company closed a deal and they were not capped, so they actually produced company dollar in that deal, then the percentage of that company dollar that they produced of the total company dollar is the percentage of the 40,000 that got shared back that gets shared through their first, second, third, fourth, all the way up through 7 level upline. Okay, and you as their first level sponsor get 50% of that money. So in other words, if it was $400 that was going to get shared back, you get 200 of it, and then the rest of it goes back to the next 6 levels. Tony Brody, our regional director, is coming the end of this month to teach. He teaches a profit share class where he breaks everything down so you know exactly how it works, exactly how the calculation is made. It's all done by international, will be transmitted, which is why it takes till the 21st of the next month for the previous month. So, and it can't be messed with. Everybody in here has signed that binding sponsorship agreement. We have to initial like 90 things or whatever. It's because it's willable and transferable. You get K1s on it, and you can't mess with it once it's done. Once you name a sponsor, it never gets changed. We have people who have retired from real estate that still get checks, yes?
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. So is it something you should concentrate over and above your business? Absolutely not. Do we want you to go and recruit for us? Absolutely not. but you guys all are gonna run into people who are gonna ask you, so what are you doing there? Why'd you go there, right? What is it about KW? Hey, I could tell you what it meant to me, and I will, but you probably ought to just make an appointment with Roy. Just if you agree with me to take his call, he's not gonna harangue you about coming to the company, and at least you'll have an option, right? That's how we do it. Yes?
Roy, I just want to throw in one little piece of information here, and Roy was very successful this month in recruiting 2 great agents, and well, actually several
So far.
agents. But just to mention 2 of them, if you don't ask them or let them know the benefits of Keller Williams, other people outside this office are other Keller Williams agents. So there are 2 great agents. They're both cappers. They both work for another company here in town. Nobody here really approached them or talked to them or told them necessarily about Keller Williams. But somebody outside our company did in another Keller Williams office. So that person came and joined our office
Midwest.
and named the person outside our company as the sponsor.
Right.
And then the other person named him as the sponsor. So so there are these people you probably think would never be interested in coming, but they are.
Yeah.
And so we don't want everybody to be a recruiting maniac or anything.
We want you to do your business.
Yeah, we want you to do your business, but the thing is, just keep an open mind to that, because that's a good source of income. And we still have at least 15 people, I would say, who every month on the 21st, when Dennis prints the profit share sheets, we send them money.
Mm-hmm.
Like Dave Millar and Doug Solwick and Nancy Solwick, and there's tons of.
Right, there's the guy who sponsored Sean, Carlos Morales, he always gets money.
Oh yeah, Carlos Morales, remember Carlos the
Carlos was a great guy.
We love Carlos.
Yeah, the way it works is once
I
you get it
miss
for
him.
3 years and a day, you're fully vested no matter what happens, right? And you'll always be in the system. And as long as you have people in your downline who are producing company dollar in a profitable market center anywhere on the planet, you'll be getting profit share. Very cool system. So yeah, again, don't think we want you to recruit. That's not what we're asking you to do. Really, does anybody have any questions about that? So the Tony Brody class is coming up. You'll see it announced. It's the end of this month, and it's actually already on the calendar. I just don't remember off the top of my head.